सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्कयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। योऽन्तःप्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। I just want to go through the Karigas. You must mark down somewhere in your book that after the sixth mantra is the Kariga from 1 to 9. 1 to 9 Kariga is a description of the mantras 1 to 6. Is it clear? The seventh mantra, the Karigas are from 10 to 18. Kariga 10 to 18 describe the seventh mantra. Why? Because you get confused there all the time. Which is Kariga, which is mantra we would. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th mantras are being described in the Kariga 19 to 23. 19 to 23 is described. And the description of the 12th mantra is 24 to 29. 24 to 29. So this first Agama Prakarana contains 29 Karikas and 12 mantras. The 12 Upanishad mantras really finish. Upanishad is over. But its explanation is what he gives in the rest of the Karigas. We have seen all that before. Now, when I was reading only, I got confused. That's why I thought I should not allow them to get confused. That's why I told you. Now we go on. Where are we?
13 we have completed. 13 completed.
Okay. So now how much more we have to do? Till 18th we have to do to finish the
7th.
We will, you might have read, but I want you to read again from Kariga number 1 to 13. Come. Ishprajna. धनप्रज्ञस्तथा प्राज्ञः एक एव त्रिधा स्मृतः दक्षिणाक्षिमुखे विश्व मनस्यन्तस्तु तैजसः आकाशे च हृदि प्राज्ञः त्रिधा देहे व्यवस्थितः विश्वो हि स्थूलभुङ् नित्यं तैजसः प्रविविक्तभोक् आनन्दभुक् तथा प्राज्ञा त्रिधा भोगं निबोधता स्थूलं तर्पयते विश्वं प्रविविक्तं तु तैजसम् आनन्दश्च ततः प्राज्ञं त्रिधा तृप्तिं निबोधता पूज्यं भोक्ता यश्च प्रकीर्तितः वेदैतद् उभयं यस्तु स भुञ्जानो न लिप्यते प्रभवः सर्वभूतानां निश्चयः सर्वं जनयति प्राणः चेतोंशून् पुरुषः पृथक् स्वप्नमाया स्वरूपेति सृष्टिरन्यैर्विकल्पिताः इच्छामात्रं प्रभो सृष्टि इति सृष्टौ विनिश्चितः भोगार्थं सृष्टिरित्यन्ये क्रीडार्थमिति चापरे देवस्यैष स्वभावोऽयम् आप्तकामस्य का स्पृहा निवृत्ते सर्वदुःखानाम् ईशानः प्रभुरव्ययः अद्वैतः सर्वभावानां देवस्तुल्यो विभुस्मृता Till there we have done. So from the 10th verse onwards is the description of the seventh mantra. And he says here in the 10th verse, Nivritte sarvadukkhanam ishana prabhuravyayah advaita sarva bhavanam devastudyo vibhusmritaha. Who is that Turya? The fourth state of consciousness is being explained now. The three states had been explained in the previous mantras. Here he says, Nivritte sarva dukkhana. When do I realize this self? Nivritte sarva dukkhana. When there are dukkhas, the mind is agitated, and the agitated mind is not going to give you a vision of the truth. So he says, when all, which is the changeless Supreme Lord, Advaita Sarvabhavanam Devaha Turyo Vibhu Smrataha. That Turya is available to you. There is a total cessation of all miseries. You can be other way around also. When all total cessation of miseries, you realize. Is it not? It can be this way or that way. And how to bring about that type of cessation of Dvaita Prapancham, this samsara, which gives us so many sorrows. He says here, Nivritte sarva dukkhanam ishana prabhuravyayaha advaitam sarva bhavanam. We get in that which is indicated as the changeless and the Supreme Lord, Vibhu. There is no dukkha. So where is the dukkha? In the? Tell me. When you get agitated mind. In the lower states. Is it not? In the mithya states of waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. That is the time, why? What has the deep sleeper? Any sorrow? No, absence of sorrow. There. Your absence of sorrow, you are closest to Turiya. In the night, actually you are close to Turiya. But the problem is that I don't know it. Why? It is not a realization. It is only laya, and hence ignorance is still there. Bija nidrayuta. So we don't know. We don't even know that we are sleeping and we are happy. That at the time of sleep I don't know I am having that joy of sleep. Only when you get up you say, oh, I had a good sleep. Who realized that sleep? Nobody. So here he says, Nivrte sarva dukkhanam. The Prabhu avyaha advaita sarva bhavanam devastudyo vibhusmrata. The moment these three states are transcended, which three states? The wakers, dreamers and the deep sleep state are all transcended. What happens? You are Turiya. And what is Turiya? All sorrows have ended there. The moment you realize Turiya, the Paramatma Swarupa in you, there are no more sorrows. What about the morning sorrow, afternoon sorrow? Understand? That means you have not realized. That is all I can say. The moment you realize I am Ananda Swarupa all the time, there was never a time when I am not Anandam. Why don't you keep on repeating to yourself, Anandoham, Anandoham. Those who have got sorrows, they must repeat always, Anandahaham. I don't have any sorrows. What you think you become. You keep on thinking, I am miserable, I am miserable. You will be miserable. I am an idiot, you think for 10 days. Even if you are not, you will become. That is why the teachers are advised never to call any child idiot, fool and all that. Because that will go into his head. And he thinks, I am no good. I cannot achieve anything in this world. You understand? So, even though it is not your anubhava, Turiya anubhava you have not had, but even then keep on telling, Guruji told us the other day, keep on telling yourself, I am Turiya, where there is no sorrow at all. The sorrows belong to the waking state and the dream state, not to my real state, which is Turiya. That we have seen yesterday. We'll go. And Karyakarana Baddhau, Tau. Those two, the dream and the waking state, are bound by Karyakarana, cause and effect. What is the cause? Ignorance is the cause. And what is the effect? Nidra. Nidra means I am asleep to my own real nature. That is called Nidra. Vishwam pashyati drishyamana nagari tulyam nijandar. Why? Because of Nidra. This sleep, karya karana baddhau, tau ishyede vishwa taijasau. Vishwa and taijasa are all karya karana baddha. Both are considered by Gaudapada as one and the same. There is no difference between waker and the dreamer. So he says, Prajnaha karana baddhastu. The misapprehension and non-apprehension of the truth are equal to Vishwa and Taijasa. But in Prajna, there is only non-apprehension. There is no misapprehension. It's only non-apprehension, karana baddhastu. And Dau Tau Turye Na Siddhyata. He is making a comparison between Turiya state and the other three Mithya states of ours. And he says, in this neither the misapprehension is there, nor non-apprehension is there. Why non-apprehension is there? All-knowing. How can there be non-apprehension? And because it is all-knowing, it will not project a Mithya world, as we are doing in waking state and the dream state. Neither will happen in Turiya. So you come to Turiya state, you are ever prapanchopashamam shivam advaidam chadurtham manyante sa atma savijñeya, says the 7th verse. So here he says, na siddhyata dau tau turye, neither non-apprehension or misapprehension. Now he says, natmanannapascha paramschaiva na satyam nabijanrudam prajnaha kinchana sambeti. Prajna does not know anything. He doesn't know himself, he doesn't know others, he doesn't know the truth, he doesn't know the falsehood. Nothing he knows. Then prajnaha kinchana sambeti. What is the difference between prajna and turiya? Whereas turiya, sat sarvadrik sada, is all-knowing at all times. It knows everything. So to know everything, I have to obtain my state as turiya. As long as I am any of these other three, I will have only sorrows. Where does all the sorrows come from? From the waking state. And sometimes from the dream state. Is it not? There is no, even in prajna there is no sorrow. And in turiya, absolute destruction of all sorrows. These states we have to own one by one. In the waking state, I see things and then I think it should be like this, it should be like that, and then I will become sorrowful. To be a Vedantin is not to bother. Whatever happens, I am not bothered because I know knowledge is there. I know this is not my real nature. My real nature is Ananda Swarupa. Whatever anybody does, whatever anybody says. See, if he had sakshatkaram of this idea, then you have no sorrows. Not that sorrows don't come to you. Like to every other human being, sorrows will come to a Vedantin also. But the Vedantin has a better way of approaching it than the ordinary man. The ordinary man becomes crushed under those sorrows. Whereas Vedantin says, what sorrow? I have no sorrows. Prajnaha kinchana samveti. And why he, Turiya, is all-knowing Turiya, knows this is not real. This sorrow also is not real. This will also pass away. When joy comes, don't jump up and down. This is also not real. This also will pass away. See, actually, we suffer because we react to all our experiences. That reaction is not there, then we don't suffer. So somebody told me that what you meet in life is your destiny. Is it not? They say it is your destiny. What you meet, whatever unhappy things happen in your life, they are all because of your own destiny. But how you meet it is optional. How you meet it is optional. That is your free will. You cannot meet it with full sorrow. You can meet it with just indifference. What I meet in life is destiny. How I meet it is optional. So then it's a matter of choice. Then you can choose to be unhappy. You can choose not to bother. Who has got that power? I have the power. I have that power. Because I am Turiya and I am Ananda Swarupa. Do you understand? That is all the difference between an ordinary man and a Vedanti. Sorrows come to all of us. Because our life is a mishridam of sukha and dukkha. It will come. Even the greatest man in the world has sorrows. Now, how I meet it, how I react to that is what makes the difference between a jnani and a ajnani. So, if you are not convinced, you just make a placard. Even this will pass away, and put it in your room. Every time life becomes too much for you, you look at it. This will also pass. Nothing is going to be with you forever. So here he says, Prajnaha kinchana samveti. Prajna suffers from ignorance. Turiya does not suffer because of knowledge. There is a difference between the two. That one is under ignorance, the other is all-knowing. Knowledge is there. Okay. There is no misapprehension in prajna. Even then he is happy. Because of that he is happy. Is it not? There is no misapprehension or non-apprehension in prajna. So he is happy. That state is happy state. Prajna has only non-apprehension, not misapprehension. Is it not? So he doesn't create a world and suffer from it. You created your own snake and suffer from it. Nobody else created. Similarly here, you create your own world and say this world is troubling me. Why I am born? Why? We keep on asking why. But why some people only suffer? Why me? Why not others? Why? Will it make it easier for you if others are also suffering? Okay. So then, in Turiya, there is neither misapprehension nor non-apprehension. Non-apprehension is not there means what? It knows its own true nature. And what is its true nature? Such is Ananda Swarupa. Where is the question of suffering? Then this had happened in my life. What do you know? Only the shoe knows where it the leg knows where it pinches. How will you know? I don't know. And I don't want to know. Whatever sorrows I had, I just packed them and threw them out. Don't think the Swamis will say all types of things. I'm not that type of a Swami. I'm a Grihastha who became a Swami. You understand? So I know exactly what you all go through. And what should we do? Ignore every sorrow. There is no sorrow. From today onwards, I refuse to be sorrowful. That is all. Simple. Because I am Turiya, Turyatma, sleep is ignorance of reality, and hence is the seed of perception of plurality, Dvaidam. Dvaida Grahanam is there. You understand? Whereas in Turiya, there is no ignorance. It knows everything. Cause of ignorance is the blissful moments of selfhood are moments of dynamic knowing. And that belongs to Turiya. Continuous and unfluttering. That paragraph is very beautiful. a state of perfect illumination where there is no quarters for darkness to hide itself. It is a state of continuous, all-pervading, endless, eternal, perfect knowledge. This is Turiya. Turiya is not a state which is antecedent or subsequent to any other state. It is neither cause of anything nor the effect of any other cause. It is changeless and eternal. Turiya is knowledge absolute in which ignorance has no existence at all. That is why Turiya is the most wonderful state which we have to achieve. Swapna nidrayudo vadyo prajnastu swapna nidraya. Swapna nidrayuda vadyo prajnastu swapna nidraya. Na nidram naivaja swapnam turye pashyanti nischitaha. Those people who are well versed in this tattvam, nischitaha, men who are wise men, what do they say? Na nidra naivaja swapnam. In Vishwa and Taijasa are associated with the condition of dream and sleep. Now, prajna is the state of sleep without dream. Dreamless sleep. And what is dream? Dream is also one type of sleep with dream. Is it not? And what is waking? Is again, I am aware, Vishwa are associated with the conditions of dream and sleep. There is sleep of ignorance, actually, in all the three. And only in Vishwa Taijasa there is projection. There is Swapnam also. Swapna and Nidra. Nidra is said here in the meaning that you are asleep to your own true nature. Asleep in ignorance, deep sleep of ignorance it is. Now, in prajna, only ignorance is there. There is no projection. Whereas in the other two, there is projection. So, na nidram naivaja swapnam. There is neither swapnam nor nidra in Turiya. Waking and dream are two separate states. Both are ignorant states. Both have misapprehension. Both have non-apprehension also. So he considers it as one. Later on he is going to tell in the Kariga, they are not two different states, they are one state only. Only thing is one in which you are seeing the outer world, in the other you are seeing the inner world. That is all the difference. So he does not consider it. Na nidra naivacha swapnam. There is neither sleep nor swapnam, neither non-apprehension or misapprehension in prajna. Dvaidasya agrahanam tulyam ubayo prajna tujiyoho bija nidrayuda prajna saja tujyena vidyate. So even that misapprehension, non-apprehension is not there in Turiya. Turiya is very clear. I am limited. That notion is not there in both. But in one it is still there in seed form. In what? In the third. In the prajna, it is in the seed form. Because the samsara is there in the prajna in seedal form. Bija. Then, but in the other, it is totally destroyed. In Turiya, it is never there at all. We are only trying to suppress our limitations in all our endeavors, entertainments, getting out of Vishwa Taijasa and get into Prajna state. Always we are trying to get into sleep state, suffer in the world of waking world and the dream world, and then get into the deep sleep world. Sleep it off. We say no. We sleep it off, our tiredness, our sorrows, our disappointments, our everything. We Swapna nidrayudo avadye prajnastu swapna nidraya na nidram naivaja swapnam tudye pashyanti nishchidaha. Vishwa and Taijasa, the former two are associated with the conditions of dream and sleep. Prajna is the state of deep sleep without dream. Those who have known the truth see neither sleep nor dream in Turiya. And what do they see? Some blissful Turiya. You have arrived at Turiya. How are you feeling? So we ask, how are you today? Then what should you answer? Shuddala. It should be your real experience. What should be your real experience? Every day. No more desires, na kinchana kamam kamayade, na kinchana swapnam pashyati. It's a very unusual state. Only a jnani can own that state, not others. So, ajnani will always be in these three, going from one to the other, one to the other, one to the other. Trishu dhamasu. In all the three dhamas, we will be traveling throughout our life and throughout many, many lives. Not one life also. Bahunam janmanam ande jnanavan mam prapadyate, Krishna says in the Gita. Bahunam janman. So, na nidra naivacha swapnam tudye paishyanti nishchitaha. Now we come to the 15th verse. Anyada grinada swapno nidra tattvamajanada viparyase tayokshine turyam padamashnude. So how same thing, but I put in different way. How do I reach there is what he said. What it is we said before. Now I saying, how do I reach that Turya Padam? The three padas are mithya and sorrowful. We have seen. Now how do I overcome these sorrows? He says here, Anyadagrana swapnam. That Anyadagrana means misapprehension is swapnam. Nidra is tattvamajanada. Non-apprehension. Non-apprehension is tattvam ajanada. I didn't know the truth. That is, nidra does not know the limitlessness of myself. Does not know that I am pure bliss. Anybody you talk, they will start. What is the problem in the house? What is the problem with the children, with the wife, with the friends, with the boss, with the, I don't know what all. Anybody. Why? Because that is our experience. So here he says, Tattvam ajanada. If you are sorrowful, if you are in that nidra, what nidra? Ajnana nidra. You are. And what is it you are suffering in the world of Vika's world and the dream world is only anyadagranam. Anyadagrana means I misapprehend. So misapprehension and non-apprehension are the problems which create sorrows. Viparyase, and they are all superimposed on me, the Turya Tayokshine, when they become weakened, when the erroneous knowledge in these two disappears, weakens. Chine means weakens. Turyam padamashnude. You attain that Turya Padam is realized. This misapprehension and non-apprehension are given up. Of reality is given. And I know what is the real. Then that is called Turya Pada Prapti. I attain. I become happier. I am still suffering. But that suffering does not affect me. I have still so many problems in the world, but I never get affected by them, and hence is always in a state of joy. Have you seen such people? Only wise men are like that, not everybody. A Ramana Maharshi can say, no, you cut open my hand. You mean to say it is not sorrow? For Ramana Maharshi, why should he get cancer and that too in the hand? And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I don't know whether cancer is common to all jnanis. I have no idea. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa gets in his throat. Cannot drink water. That way, that much pain. I know, with a little throat pain, I know what it is. You understand? Then, Vivekananda says, he cannot bear to see the suffering of the body, of his Guru. So he says, somehow you pray to Kali to give you relief for this. So, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, why should I interfere with her plants? Why should I? If this throat is not working, but there are so many other throats which are working. What is that? Total identification with everyone. Sarvatra panibadaha sarvadokshi shiromukhaha. That understanding. He says, let it be there, don't worry about it. That type of accommodation of everything, every sorrow is called Turyavastha. And he died with that cancer also. And Ramana Maharshi also died. And even when he was dying, Ramana Maharshi said, keep me outside in the veranda. I want to see all my devotees who have come to see me. Even then he is only thinking of others. So emaciated. The picture there in Ramanashram you will see. And sitting and giving darshan when he is dying. Can you imagine? Don't say, only and I should become a jnani first, Not like that. You have to, what is the lakshana of a jnani? Is the sadhana of a sadhaka. Siddhasya lakshanani, sadhagasya sadhanani. So don't think that is okay for siddhas, not for me. Learn to practice all this type of a spiritual dimension to your life. Then everything becomes bearable. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apradikara purvakam chinta vilaparahidam titikshatam nigadyade. That is titiksha. That is forbearance. Viparyasetayo khine turiyam padamashnude. So transcend both the cause, the sleep state, the non-apprehension, and the effect, the waking and the dream, the misapprehension. You come to own the turiya state. Transcend these two. Go beyond your ignorance. Go beyond your anyadagrahanam, non-apprehension and misapprehension. And then what will happen? That state of turiya where there is neither misapprehension nor non-apprehension. Only joy, bliss is there. So when can I realize it? He explains, when you have transcended both your misapprehension and non-apprehension. When we have transcended both the cause, ignorance of our own nature, and the effect, the pluralistic world of perceptions, we shall experience the reality in the fourth plane of consciousness called Atman Savijñeyaha. It has to be known. The cause is removed by the apprehension of knowledge, by the apprehension of reality. How can I remove the causes? Ignorance is removed by knowledge. Is it not? Ignorance can be removed only by knowledge. That is why we go to the classes, we listen to a teacher, guru, upasati. Everything happens only because I am in search of knowledge. That knowledge, gaining which there is nothing to be gained in this world again. Yam labdhva chaparam labham manyade nadhikam tata. There is no other adhikam. There is no other greater knowledge than this knowledge. Thus when the cause has ended, the effects cannot remain. So when you have removed the cause, the ajnanam, and I know I am Turiya, what we are doing now is only removing the ajnanam. And what? Its effect cannot stay. I am no longer the sorrowful, miserable, weeping jiva. Get up, says the Upanishad. Rise, utteshta, jagrada. In the Kathopanishad. Get up and awake. Some people get up and sit there only. Get up and then awake. And look at yourself. Phenomenal world. Ignorance has entered the phenomenal world and its pluralistic expression cannot exist. Once the ignorance is gone, I look at anything and everything and know they are all mithya, mrisha, not true. I look at my own sorrows, they are also not real. The waker gets up and looks at the sorrows of the dreamer. Waker doesn't cry for the dreamer, does he? Why? Because it is a mrisha, mithya. I have nothing to cry for. It is, in fact, a great fun is there in Ashtavakra Gita when Janaka asks Ashtavakra, his guru. Janaka asks, yesterday, Janaka is the Chakravarti, king of all, the whole country he was. And then he dreams in the night that he was a beggar going from house to house asking for food. Hungry, dream hunger is there. So he gets up in the morning and asked his teacher, yesterday I dreamt I am a beggar and suffering from pangs of hunger. Which is the truth, Guru? Am I a king or am I a beggar? So Ashtavakra just looked at him and said, neither. Neither is the truth. You are neither a king nor a beggar. That I am a king is a misconception, is a misapprehension. You understand? I am Atman, the self. Instead of that, I keep on saying, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so, and suffer. The moment you have given an identity for yourself, you are on the way to suffering. You are neither. My dear, you are the all blissful Atman. You are neither a beggar nor a king. They are all roles which you put on. Can you think like that? In the deep moments of meditation, you say, I am nothing. I have no identity. I am not a daughter or a son or a wife or a husband or anything. Then what am I? I am the pure self. Without any masks. They are all masks. The moment you have this type of attachments to various objects in the world, various things in the world, various people in the world, then what happens? Sorrow will be the result. Something will happen to them, you are sorrowful. Something they do will make you unhappy. So, if you learn to be by yourself, then no sorrow. This is not only in the book. You can experience it in your own life. You practice, you will see. It is true. I do all my duties to all the people around. Okay? Not that you must give up everything and go to the Himalayas. No such thing. Vedanta never says that. You do all your duties, but you expect nothing from anybody. They are all mrisha. Finite people can give you only finite joy. Be they husband, wife, friend, whoever. So then, I stand by myself. If you learn to stand by yourself, you are in the Turiya state. No, swashrayam, not anyashrayam. Okay. So then, and now he anadi mayaya suptaha yatha jiva prabudhyade ajamanidramaswapnam advaidam buddhyade tada anadi mayaya suptaha. When did I fall in this deep sleep of ignorance? Anadi. Ignorance is anadi. Always. Now suppose I ask you, since when did you not know the Chinese language? Since when? There is no time. Anadi. From time immemorial I did not know it. You understand? All ignorance is anadi. But knowledge is, it has a time. Someday, one day I went to my guru and thereafter time has changed. Everything has changed. I am a contented, happy. I don't know, I can't contain my happiness, some people say. Some of the Mahatmas in the Himalaya, they will be just jumping up and down. Nothing, not even a cloth to wear. Some kaupin they'll be wearing. But they are in the height of happiness. What is that happiness? No? Whatever happiness you are getting in the world of waking world or the dream world or the deep sleep world is only drops from that infinite ocean of bliss. Some small drops have been allotted to you. That is all. Don't think this is happiness. Any happiness that you can think of in the world is only like a lesham. Manisha Panchakam says, very, very little of that infinite bliss. In the Ananda Mimamsa and Taittiriya Upanishad we saw the joy which a jnani enjoys cannot be compared. Incomparable is that joy. Ananda Mimamsa is there. It is the joy of even so many thousands of Indras. Remember? Now I have to remind you that there was a book called Taittiriya which we have done. Chakradayo nirvrataha. So you see, you cannot compare. It is nothing like a Vishaya Sukham. Anandam given by Brahmanandam has nothing to do with Vishaya Sukhas. What is the difference? Vishaya Sukha comes and goes. Vishaya Sukha, along with it, brings sorrow also. Dukkha yonaya evacha. Whereas Paramananda will never bring sorrow for us. It will be always continuous happiness. Nitya Nirandara. Why? Because you have removed the cause of sorrow. And the cause of sorrow is ignorance of your own true nature, which we have seen already. Anadi Mayaya Suktaha Yada Jiva Prabudhyade. When he wakes up to his own true nature, when he realizes the Turyatma, when he comes to own his own nature, then what happens? Ajam, Anidram, Aswapnam, Advaidam Buddhyate. He comes to know what that which is, realizes in itself, Ajam, that which is unborn, Anidram, which has no ignorance in it, and Aswapnam, which has no misunderstanding. Anyada Grahanam is not there. Agrahanam is not there. None of those things are there. And Advaidam, one without a second, he realizes himself as all that. I alone am there. I alone am this whole universe. Only such a Mahatma can say, there are no enemies for me. They may think of me as an enemy, but I myself have no enemy. Samashatrauja mitreja tatha manapamanayoho shidoshna sukadukkeshu samasanga vivarjitaha. In the Gita, now after studying Upanishad, you take the Gita and see it pointed out how to live your life in this way. That only gone. First, Advaidam Buddhyade Tada Anadi. We are going to experience that when ignorance have been negated, when I have conquered my ignorance of myself, not about ignorance. Ignorance, you all have some idea that if I don't know something, I am ignorant. Not like that. You may not know anything in this world of Mrisha world. It doesn't matter at all. But if I don't know myself, that is called ignorance in Vedanta. If I don't know myself, that is the greatest ignorance. That you don't know Chinese or Japanese or that or this. Okay, I don't know. There are so many thousands and thousands of branches of knowledge, I don't know. That is not ignorance. That is ignorance of that particular thing. But what is the primordial ignorance? That I don't know myself. What is the use of knowing every other thing? No, I am a great scientist, so what? I mean, Jnani will ask like that. I am a great musician, I am a great that, I am great. So what? Do you know yourself? Then you are called a Jnani in Vedantic words. All your other accomplishments does not count. It counts for Bhuktaye, Nadu Muktaye. Vivek Chudamani says, only for Bhukti, Nadu Muktaye. So many people are under the misconception that I have to improve my mind and intellect. So I will study this, I will study that. So Shankaracharya says, Nahi nahi rakshadi dugrun karne. What is the use of studying at 90 years? Vyakarana. First of all, you know yourself, man. Man's greatest achievement is knowing his own true nature. That is what here Vedanta says. Maya matram idam dvaidam advaidam paramarthada. This all prapancho. I am sorry, I came to the next verse. Ajamanidram aswapnam advaidam buddhyate tada. Thus you come to realize the advaidam, the very Atman in you. And once you realize the Atman in you, you realize this Atman is in everywhere. Merely saying he is Sarvavyapi, it doesn't mean anything to you. When I realize the same Atman is in that person, in that way, in every person. Wherever I look, I see only Atman, myself. That is called realization. I don't see the other. Like Ramana Maharshi used to ask his devotees, where is the other? I don't see any other. You are saying other person did like this, other person did like, but I don't see any other. That's because he was a jnani. He cannot see anybody other than himself in all beings in the world. Not only human, even in an animal, even in a plant, in a tree, in everything. So what is all this? Rere Brahmamayam. Tyagragaja sang like that. All this is only Brahman. It is not that you can achieve it by your effort. It is revealed to you by the higher, when you are ripe. Remember this always. When you are ripe, your mind has become pure, then Paramatma himself reveals his true nature to you. It is not something that man can achieve by his effort. Never. You can make yourself available for that knowledge. Gurudev, in the Meditation and Life, in the book, he writes that you do all sadhanas, you are doing a lot of meditation, lot of that, a lot of this, lot of dana dharmas, everything. And you have purified the mind. There is no ragadveshas, there is no lobha mohas in your mind. I have become pure. Now also I don't know the Turyatma. So what do? I have reached the door of the truth, but I am not no entry into it. So then Gurudev writes in that, beautifully he writes in Meditation and Life, sit at that doorstep and cry. Pray. As you have prayed, never prayed before. Because by myself, I cannot enter the hall of truth. Without his grace, I cannot. He, Narayana, only can see Narayana. Nobody. This is reiterated in the Upanishad so many times. I reveal myself to those people who are ready and ripe for that knowledge, not to others. Is that clear? So what exactly you can do to reach there? Prepare. Nothing else you can. And wait. Prepare and wait. Not your capacity does not mind. Has no validity there. Your capacity, your brain, so you know who I am? Who are you? Great. Nuclear scientist, so what? It doesn't make a difference. I am the greatest singer, I am the greatest whatever doctor in the world. He also makes mistakes, you know. See the littleness of the jiva. You may have many qualities, many talents. That doesn't equip you. You have capacities beyond the ordinary. But what Bhagavan asks is, are you available for me? Only one question he asks. Is your mind available to me? Make yourself available to the Lord. Then it will happen without your knowledge. It just happens. How to describe that higher state? It's very difficult. Maya, and then he says, Prapancho yadi vidyeda nivarteda na samsheha. Yesterday Gurudev took this. If there is a prapancham, it will be destroyed. It will have to go one day or other. If it is real, it should get destroyed. What is born has to die. So, na samsheha. But actually, it doesn't go. The prapancham is not going for us because it is not real. You are only having a perception which is illusory. Illusion cannot go. The snake you saw can never go. Because what is seeing the snake? Your ignorance is seeing the snake. Until that ignorance goes, snake will remain. Even if you, yesterday he told you, even if you beat it 100 times, that rope, it will only jump and jump, but never go. That snake will never go. Snake, ajnana kritam. Is it not? Ajnana kritam. What is it? Jnanena tu nashyate. Ajnana kritam. Dvaidam. Ajnana kritam dvaidam. That is, I will put it that way. The dvaidam that is born out of your ajnanam will go only when jnanam takes place, not otherwise. Only when I know the rope, I will be able to know that the snake that I saw was all. No, we won't use those words. Not true. Risha. Not true. So the world I see. World I see. Is it real or unreal? ആരും പറയുന്നില്ല. Why is it unreal? I am seeing a world. A world which can be samsara swapnatulyo hi. Ragadveshadi sankulaha sokale satyavat bhadi. In its own time, satyavad. Like satyam it appears. Prabodhe. When you wake up, satya asat bhavet. This is why we call world is not asat, we don't say. World has only a relative reality, which is called mithya in Vedanta. Om Purnamata Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.